Cyclic codes. Cyclic codes are special linear block codes with one extra property. What is that extra property? In a cyclic code, if a code word is cyclically shifted, that is rotated, the result is another code word. So we'll see CRC, cyclic redundancy check, then hardware implementation of this, polynomials, cyclic code analysis, advantages of cyclic codes and other cyclic codes. This is a CRC code with these are data word and data word along with your code word. 3 bits are added to the data word and code word are made. This is CRC encoder and decoder. The generator is like this. With generator means A3, A2, A1, A0. Initially 0 is added. Then the remainder. We'll see the generator right now. R2, R1, R0. Then there is a divisor. D3, D2, D1, D0. And the code word is received. The checker is again utilized. This divisor is utilized with this checker. And this syndrome is checked. And depending upon the decision logic, it is accepted or discarded. Let us see what we mean to say. This is the data word. This one is the data word. And what we do with the data word, we add 3 zeros. We make it 7 because this is a code word, this is a data word. We make it code word. And this is the divisor, 1 0 1 1. And once we divide it, this is the quotient. And see, the leftmost bit 0. You have leftmost bit is 0. You just have to divide normally, and the remainder is 110. So whatever remainder has come, we add data word with the remainder, that is 110. Let me tell you again that what we are trying to do is cyclic redundancy code. In this, a code word is cyclically shifted. The result is another code word. How? This is the data word and code word. So we are adding to the actual data word 3 zeros. Then we are using the divisor, and after this divisor, certain code word is generated. Now this is the code word which has just generated. Along with this data word, we add this 110 that has come up with simple division from 10 1 1. This is the division in the CRC decoder. Now that was the previous. Now we are coming to the decoder. Now what keyword do we have? We have 1001 110 we just added. The other is 1000. So bit is 0 is the bit where the problem is. Now we again use this 1011 which we employed in the division earlier in both the cases. And we see that the division has created syndrome 0. As the syndrome is 000, we accept the data word. But as in the second case, the syndrome is 011, we will discard the data word. This is how it is done. This is the hardware design of the divisor in the CRC. Sorry. This is the leftmost bit of the part of dividend involved in XOR operation. We are talking about the leftmost bit, this one. Okay. This is the leftmost bit. So we are talking about these bits which are the leftmost. So leftmost bit of the part of dividend involved in the XOR operation. These are the broken line. The bit is always 0, and we XOR it. So this is the hardware implementation for D2, D1, and D0. And you have known that this D2, D1, 0 is the divisor. This is what we are. This is the agreed upon divisor. So we'll place it here. D2, D1, D0, and XOR. This is the simulation of division in CRC encoder. For this is the augmented data word, and this is 000. Now every time, because this is cyclic, so the 1 comes here, it is XORed with 0. The result comes here. In the similar fashion, the 0 XOR with 0, result comes here. 0 XOR with 0, 0 comes here. Now this is done. We start with the next one, 0. Similar fashion, XORing is done till the last bit is XORed. So this is the final remainder, 110. This is the final remainder. This is nothing but 110. This is the simulation of division in CRC encoder. So the CRC encoder design using our shift register to be something like this. They are input of these augmented data words. One bit input is there, and these are cyclically combined with the XOR of the resultant values. So this is the general design of encoder and decoder of a cyclic redundancy code. So the divider line and XOR are missing in the corresponding bit in the divisor is 0. So this is the data word again. This is the loopback encoder, and the received code word is again passed through this same loopback encoder. A polynomial is used to represent a binary word. If this is a word, we can represent it in the polynomial fashion because these are 7 bits, A0 to A6. So x to the power 6 to x to the power 0. We place the coefficient as these values, and this is the short form because this ultimately goes down to this one only. Now you have x6 plus x plus 1. So just assume that we have a divisor, say x cube plus x plus 1, which is got from previous section, and this is our augmented data word with the augmented values. So this data word that was actually x cube plus 1. So what we do, we divide with x cube plus x plus 1, x cube x to the power 6 plus x cube, and we see that the result is x square plus x. What we are going to do here is we are adding this remainder with the data word. This is the augmented data word. We are adding the remainder along with it. So the divisor is in a cyclic code is normally called the generator polynomial or simply the generator. But in a cyclic code, if Sx is not equal to 0, one or more bits is corrupted. If Sx, that is a syndrome, is 0, either no bit is corrupted or some bits are corrupted but the decoder failed to detect them. In a cyclic code, those EX errors that are divisible by GX are not caught. If the generator has more than one term and the coefficient of x to the power 0 is 1, all single errors can be caught. Now see, we'll take an example to get a good idea what we have just seen. So which of the following GX values guarantees that a single bit error is caught, and for each case what is the error that cannot be caught? Let us see the first one. See, no x to the I can be divisible by x plus 1. So any single bit error can be caught. What about x cube? If I is equal to or greater than 3, then only this x to the power I is divisible by this gx. So all single bit errors in position 1 and 3 are caught. What about c equal to 1? All values of I, which makes x to the power I divisible by this gx. So no, because 1 divides everything, no single bit error can be caught. So this gx is actually useless. This is the representation of two isolated single bit errors using the polynomial. These are two isolated single bit errors with the polynomial. So if a generator cannot divide x to the power t plus 1 and t lies between 0 and n minus 1, then all isolated double errors can be detected. Let us see. Find the status of the following generator. These are generators related to two isolated single bit errors, x plus 1. This is a poor choice of generator because any two errors next to each other cannot be detected. X to the power 4 plus 1. This generator cannot detect two errors that have four position. They are four position apart. This one is a good choice, and this one actually this polynomial cannot divide x to the power t plus 1 if t is less than this number. The code word with two isolated errors up to this number of bits apart can be generated by this generator. So a generator that contains a factor of x plus 1 can detect all odd numbered errors. Let us see the burst errors. The burst errors with length L, which is less than or equal to R, will be detected. The burst error with L equal to R plus 1 will be detected with probability of this. And all burst errors with L greater than R plus 1 will be detected with the probability 1 minus 1 by 2 to the power R. Find the suitability of the generators Gx in relation to burst errors of different length. First one is this generator, x to the power 6 plus 1 can detect all burst errors with a length less than or equal to 6 bits. So 3 out of 100 burst errors with length 7 will slip by, they cannot be detected. And 16 out of 1000 burst errors of length 8 or more will slip by. Let us see the second one, x to the power 18 plus x to the power 7 plus x plus 1. So this generator can detect all burst errors with a length less than or equal to 18 bits. 8 out of 1 million burst error with length 19 will slip by. 4 out of 1 million burst errors of length 20 or more will slip by. The third one is x to the power 32, x to the power 23, x to the power 7 plus 1. So this generator can detect all burst errors with a length less than or equal to 32 bits. 5 out of 10 billion burst errors with length 33 will slip by, and 3 out of 10 billion burst errors of length 34 or more will slip by. So good polynomial generator needs to have these properties or characteristics. It should have at least two terms. The coefficient of the term x to the power 0 should be 1, and it should not divide x to the power t plus 1 for t, which is between 2 and n minus 1, and it should have a factor of x plus 1. So these are standard polynomials. We use the CRC8 for ATM header, CRC10 for ATM AAL, CRC16 for HGSLC, and CRC32 for local area networks. Checksum, the last error detection method we discuss, is called the checksum. So the checksum is used in the internet by several protocols, although not at the data link here. However, we'll discuss it here to complete our discussion on error checking. We'll see the ideas, one's complement, and internet checksum. So just consider our data is a list of, say, 5 4-bit numbers. 5 4-bit numbers, so that we want to send to a destination. So in addition to sending these numbers, we send some of the numbers. For example, if the set of number is this one, we add them. Adding them is 36. So we send along with these numbers 36 also, where the 36 is the sum of the original numbers. So the receiver adds the 5 numbers and compares the result with the sum. If the two are the same, the receiver assumes no error except the 5 number and discards the sum. Otherwise, there is an error somewhere and the data are not accepted. We can make the job of the receiver easier if we send the checksum in the negative of the sum, which is called the actual checksum is the negative, that is complement of the sum. So for this, rather than sending 36, we send minus 36. The receiver can add all the numbers received, including the checksum. If the result is 0, it assumes no error, otherwise there is an error. So how can we represent the number 21 in one's complement arithmetic using only 4 bits? So the number 21 in binary is 10101, that is 1, 4, 8 and 12. So this is it needs 5 bits actually. So how we are going to make it? So this is a, say, 10101. So 1, 4, 16 for 4 and 1. This is 21. So this is the binary representation of 21. So it needs 5 bits. So how we are going to make it? We can wrap the leftmost bit, this leftmost bit, and add it to the 4 rightmost bit. Means 1, this 1 plus 0101. So 0101 added with 1 will give us 0110, and that will be 6. How can we represent the numbers minus 6 in one's complement arithmetic using only 4 bits? So if one's complement arithmetic, the negative or the complement of a number is found by inverting all the bits. So what will be the positive 6? This is 0110. And what will be negative 6? Just inverted. This will be 1001. So we consider only the unsigned numbers. So this is 9. This is what? This is nothing but the 1 plus 8, that is 9. So in other words, the complement of 6 is 9. Complement of this is this one, that is 9. Another way to find the complement of a number in one's complement arithmetic is to subtract the number from 2 to the power n minus 1. That is 2 to the power 4 minus 1, that is 16 minus 1. We'll redo the previous question using one's complement arithmetic. We have a figure showing that the process at the sender and the receiver. So this is the figure. The sender initializes the checksum to 0 and adds all data items and the checksum. The checksum is considered as one data item and it is shown in, you'll see in the color. The result will be 36. However, this 36 cannot be represented in 4 bits. You have to have an extra bit. That is 36 means 32 plus 4. So 2 to the power 5 plus 2 to the power 2. So you have 5 bits now. So the extra 2 bits are wrapped and added with this sum to create the wrapped sum value, which is 6. So we have in the figure, the details in the binary. The sum is then complemented, resulting in the checksum value, that is 9, 15 minus 6, that is 9. So the sender now sends 6 data items to the receiver, including the checksum 9, which is this. So the receiver follows the same procedure as the sender. It adds all the data items, including the checksum which is sent. The result will be 45. The sum is wrapped and becomes 15. So the wrapped sum is complemented and it becomes 0. And since the value of checksum is 0, this means that the data is not corrupted. And the receiver drops the checksum and keeps the other data item. If the checksum is not 0, the entire packet is dropped. So this is at the center side. These are the values. This is a checksum we have added. Let us sum them all. That is 36. If we sum these, we get 36. And after this 36, we see that the wrapped sum, because we have known that these are bits, so the leftmost is added with the previous one. This will be 6. And in our arithmetic form, it will be 9. So we send 9 to the packet. Okay, let me tell you how 36 has come. 36 is given by this bit, so it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 to the power 5, and 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 2. So it will be 32 plus 4. So these 1 0, they are extra from 4 bit. So 1 0 will be added to 0 1 0 0. We add 1 0 to 0 1 0 0. What is the number? 6. When we convert into the complement, that will be 1 0 0 0. That is the 9. So we send 9. And what we receive here is, what is the sum of these? This is 45. This is 45 what is received. We add this 1 0 which is received with the previous 4. We get 15. We get 15. And the checksum is nothing but, if we find the checksum, that is nothing but the 0. So the checksum is 0. And when the checksum is 0, the checksum is discarded and the details are received. So this is the detail of wrapping and complementing. So the message is divided into 16-bit words. The value of the checksum word is set to 0. All words including the checksum are added using 1's complement addition, as we have seen. The sum is complemented and becomes the checksum. The checksum is sent along with the data. And the message including the sum is divided into 16 at the receiver side. 16 bits word. All words are added using 1's complement addition. The sum is then complemented and becomes the new checksum. So if the value of checksum is 0, the message is accepted, otherwise it is rejected. Now let us calculate the checksum for a text of say 8 character, say for 1. The text needs to be divided into 2 bytes, that is 16-bit word. 2 byte is 2 into 8, that is 16-bit. We use ASCII to change each byte to 2-bit hexadecimal number. For example, F is represented by 0x46. This is the hexadecimal representation, ASCII representation of F. And say O is represented by 0x65. So we have a figure that shows how the checksum is calculated at the sender and receiver sides. So in part of first of the figure, the value of the partial sum of the first column is 0x636. And we keep the rightmost value, that is a digit, that is 6, and insert a leftmost digit 3 as the carry in the second column. So the process is repeated for each column now. And we have to know that if there is any corruption, the checksum recalculated by the receiver will not be all zeros. So we leave this an exercise for you. This is what we have been just ready. See, this is for F and O. 0x. See, this was F was 0x46 and the O was 0x6F. So 46 and 6F. So this is 46 and 6F, and we have 4-bit. We have 2-byte word, that is 16-bit. So 2 byte. This is 2 byte. This is 1 word. Then RO, other word, is UZ and AN. And this is the checksum we add, that is 0000. We add them. And this is the partial sum. And this carry which has come is added to the sum. So this is the sum and we complement it, so that will be 7038. Now we send this as the checksum. This is the checksum. Now this checksum is again added to what has been received. This said with the sum is FFFE. Now the carry is added again. The sum is this. And we complement it, and the checksum is 000. So we will receive these and discard the checksum. So this is all the basic idea or a glimpse of what we do in error detection and correction. So I strongly recommend you to go to the book and learn it in more detail. This is just an overview. Thank you so much. Take care.